Good morning. Wait, it's not morning, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, Ducks and Kings fans, and welcome back to Royally Quacked, the afternoon edition. It's all my fault.
I blame you.
I volunteered to do senior volleyball in Sun City, California, that is. And it was interesting. But so this is the afternoon edition of Royally Quacked.
Yep. So good afternoon. Everyone had their coffee and breakfast. Now we're about to get into people having late lunch, early dinner, or but other than your fun volleyball adventure today, how was the rest of your week?
It was busy. As you know, I supervise a courier team, and one of my guys got a flat tire in Calabasas.
Ooh.
And and the company just won't add it to our bill because are you sitting down? The tow was $401.17 from Calabasas. Yeah, from That's after our insurance part of that covered it. So I don't know what the total cost was.
Oh, so if you think that's bad, at my work, if we get stuck with a big propane truck, it's about $1,500.
Yeah, well, that's because it's extra heavy. This was a vehicle, just like you and I drive.
Yeah,
it was a Kia Niro. Anyways, and it was just a pain. And then company card wouldn't work. I have one, and one of my coworkers has one who's on vacation. I tried both, and then I reached out to another supervisor, and they gave me a clue how to do it, and I finally got it done. And other than that, I guess it was a pretty good week.
Yeah, it was pretty good week. This week was a lot better than last week, work-wise, for me at least. Like, I wasn't working 12, 13 hours every day. It was more like 8 to 9, which I don't mind. But the only issue I had was, so on every Thursday, I go on another podcast, the South Florida Tribune. So go on the YouTube, check them out, like and subscribe. And I was having issues with going on the podcast. I kept getting this error message. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's like, oh, your mic or camera is used in something else. I closed everything on my computer, just opened the email to access the link, and it still wouldn't let me work. I'm like, I restarted my computer, and Scott's like, hey, you coming on? I'm like, hey, I'm having technical issues. I'll be on as soon as I can. And he's like, okay. And I'm having nothing but issues. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I mean, luckily I have a MacBook. So I go on my MacBook and stuff like that. I finally get on. And so it was me, Scott, who's the main host, Mike Santos, who used to work as the assistant general manager in hockey. I know for sure the Florida Panthers, and I want to say the Bruins or Islanders. I'll have to double check. But they also had a former NHL player on, Dennis Maruk. He played for the Golden Seals, the Washington Capitals, and the Minnesota North Stars. So I was like happy to finally talk to another NHL player. But then me, Mike, and Dennis can hear each other, like conversation and everything like that. But for some reason, Dennis couldn't hear Scott, but me and Mike could. And then Mike switched to his phone, and then Mike couldn't hear, he couldn't hear Scott. Sorry, Scott couldn't hear me, but Dennis and Mike could. So since Scott couldn't hear me, he thought I was having technical issues. So I only said like 2 words in an hour and a half. And I had questions for Dennis and stuff like that. But I got a new mic because my camera went out. Because as soon as that thing was over, I'm like, I got to figure out what the hell is this issue. So, and it turns out like I kept trying to plug it in. It would like start and then click. And I heard like a little like sound coming out of the camera. It would like light and you hear like something like clicking, but it just wouldn't. No, it was not operator error. All right. So luckily I had the warranty on the Geek Squad warranty on the camera. I was able to go get a new one, upgraded. I got an ultra wide one. That's probably why you see more of my background than normal. So, but yeah, everything's good now.
Okay.
So
Adam, what Cody said no to was Adam said operator error.
yeah, that definitely,
That
not
just makes me
operator
laugh.
error.
I needed to laugh.
Yeah, it was definitely not operator error. Okay, so all right, but we got a lot of news to talk about.
Yeah, unlike the last month,
Month,
we have a
yeah.
lot of news.
So I see you have a lot extra for this NCHC award, allegedly. Adam, we just did a podcast, so you know it's not operator error, okay? All right. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I can start.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. I mean, some of this is a little bit old if you're really big and stay current with the Kings. Jared Wright has been recalled from the AHL Ontario. Wright, 23, has 28 points in 53 games for Ontario in his rookie AHL season. In fact, in a game, which I don't even have in my notes, we actually had 3 guys go out and skate first, which I don't know if the last time that happened before the game, because if you're new, you go out and you take a couple laps around, shoot the puck a couple times, and then everybody else comes out. But I think it was Jared Wright, Angus Booth, and now I can't think of who the other one was. Well, anyway,
Jared Wright,
Kenny Connors.
Yeah,
Kenny Connors and Angus Booth. And anyways, I'm not going to spoil any other news about what happened in that game. I'll just go on to the rest of the news. And this is probably the best news in a while. I know it pleased Steve at work. We have relieved Jim Hiller of his duties and named DJ Smith interim head coach for the rest of the year. And that all came from Ken Holland, vice president and general manager of the LA Kings. And in addition to that, they took player development coach Matt Green, and he will join Smith as an assistant coach. And I got to tell you, that's a huge step up right there, too. I mean, huge step up. Matt Green works great with player development. And he was one of those guys that you never saw stats for, but his teams always would win. What are you laughing at now?
Adam, boo. Let's start the Bring Back Hiller campaign. We also have a comment on the Instagram live from Barbara Legend. He says, how are you doing today? Or how are you guys doing? I mean, better now. Good. Like I said, good week, and we get to talk hockey. I hope your weekend's going good so far.
Yeah, me too. Well, anyways, I think that's great news. I think the coaching staff definitely needed an upgrade, no matter what Adam says. Of course, he would like to see Hiller be there forever. Also, the Kings have signed Matthew Joseph to a 1-year contract through the remainder of the season. Joseph, 29, has skated in 39 games for the St. Louis Blues. He has 11 points, 2 goals, and 11 assists, including 1 shorthanded goal and 1 game-winning goal and 4 penalty minutes. Also, this is some of the trade news. The LA Kings have acquired a second-round pick in 2028 NHL draft from the Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for Scory Perry. The Kings will retain 50% of Perry's contract. Perry, 40 years old, has registered 11 goals and 28 points in 50 games for the Kings this season, with 4 power play goals and 59 penalty minutes. The Kings also have acquired Scott Lawton from the Toronto Maple Leafs in exchange for a conditional third-round pick in the 2026 draft. Lawton, 31, has appeared in 43 games for the Maple Leafs. He has 8 goals and 12 points and 2 shorthanded goals and 1 game-winning goal and 17 penalty minutes. Toronto will get the better of Ottawa's own and Washington's 2026 third-round pick. However, if both Ottawa and Washington do not qualify for the 2026 NHL playoffs, then Ottawa will instead transfer to the Toronto worst of 2 picks. In the event the Los Angeles secures a spot in the 26 Stanley Cup playoffs, the pick will become Buffalo's second-round pick. Boy, that is a mouthful.
Yeah. Real quick, Bari Legend says, "Nice hat, Cody." And I say, "Thank you. My wife bought me this hat on our 1-month anniversary when we first started dating. So I've had this for almost 10 years. So thank you. Appreciate it."
Sorry, Christina. I know how tough it is to live with that man.
Yeah, I know it is too.
Also, the Ottawa Senators acquired Warren Foegele and a conditional 2026 third-round pick from the Kings for a 2026 second-round pick, which is Buffalo's, and a conditional 2026 third-round pick.
All right. The condition on that one is LA will get the better of Ottawa's own or Washington's 2026 third-round pick. However, if both Ottawa and Washington do not qualify for the playoffs, then Ottawa will instead transfer to LA the worst of the 2 picks.
Now, obviously, we haven't had a lot of great news for the Kings, at least as the team, the way they've played. But here's some really good news. LA Kings top goalie prospect named a finalist for the NCHC award. Now, in that announcement, it really doesn't come to any surprise that he would be a finalist for this award, but Hampton Slukinski of Western Michigan University was named that finalist for Goaltender of the Year on Wednesday. He was also a finalist last year and backstopped WMU to a national championship as a freshman. This season, the 20-year-old netminder has been equally impressive. He is currently leading the NHL in wins with 24.
No, NCAA, not NHL.
Oh, sorry, NCAA. That's what I meant to say. And he holds a .913 save percentage. For good measure, Slukinski also 4th in the nation in shutouts and is a top 10 among all goalies with a .721 winning percentage. In total, he holds a 24-9-1 record heading into this weekend's NCHC tournament, where LMU will open up as the number 3. WMU. Sorry. I'm
just
tired
say Western
today.
Michigan. Western Michigan.
There you go. They'll open up as the number 3 seed and host Colorado College on Friday in the quarterfinals. Hammer, as he's referred to by just about everybody. Hampton, Hammer. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
He's already has a quite lengthy resume, and he took his high school team to the Minnesota State Championship in back-to-back years, won the Clark Cup in his only USHL season, and was named as the USHL's Goaltender of the Year, and last season was named to the NCAA All-Tournament team. So, also noting, his brother Grant was also nominated for a sportsmanship award. He also went to the rookie camp with the Kings. And, I mean, honestly, the Hammer, and we have Carter George. So we have a really awesome prospect pool for our goalies. So we'll see what happens. They call him number 1. I don't know. Carter George could be number 1. I think they both could be number 1. They're both incredibly talented players.
Yeah.
And that's Kings news.
Bari Legend says Gary is full of stats today.
Yes, I'm
That's
full
on
of
Instagram
stats.
Live. So
yeah.
Well, Well, I got some stats for you too on the Ducks side. Jackson Lacombe hits the 100-point mark on his NHL career, and he did it in 207 games played. What a career he's having so far, and he's about to start an 8-year contract next year, the highest contract ever in Ducks history, lengthwise. So I'm happy about that. And somebody else also hit the 100-point mark in a little bit less time, but he's also a forward. Let's see, where is it? I know I have it here. Cutter Gauthier hits his 100 career point. Not only that, but in his 2 years with the team, he has played all games except for one game where he was out with an illness. So, big things from Lacombe and Cutter, the Americans on the team too. So, Granlund has an upper body injury, and he was placed on injured reserve on Wednesday. But from what I heard is from Quenneville, he was skating on the ice, and he could be back as early as tomorrow, which is Sunday against the Blues, or even I want to say the next game is Tuesday against in Winnipeg. So he could be back for one of those two games. All right. Good news that the Ducks made the last couple days. And I was wondering when this was going to happen. And I love this extension. Ryan Poehling signs a 4-year extension at $3.75 million AAV. So $15 million for 4 years. What a great deal for Poehling. He 100% deserves this extension. He's been a great fit in Anaheim, and I love the way he plays. He's someone that could play anywhere from second line center to fourth line center. I'd prefer him at the 3C or 4C, but I like the way he plays, and he really came up big in the game last night against Montreal, but we'll get back to that later. But like I said, I'm ecstatic about this extension.
He changed how you feel about him.
Yes and no. I never disliked Poehling. I just disliked.
You wanted more. You wanted more for Zegras.
Who wouldn't?
But here's the thing: didn't you get more than you thought from Poehling? Really? He's been a pretty good player for you guys.
No,
he's not flashy like Gauthier, but he's just consistent.
Oh yes, no, 100%. I just think it should have been like Poehling and another player, kind of thing. It wasn't. I think it was just because it was just Poehling and a couple draft picks. If it was Poehling and say another prospect or a player, then okay, it's more reasonable now. It was just because we got so little for Zegras. So, but Poehling, I'm glad you're a Duck, and I'm glad you're going to be here for another 4 years.
Look at the difference in how the Ducks played this year compared to last year with Zegras, though. When you really come down to it.
Okay, but here's the thing. Is it just because Zegras is gone, or because we have a Hall of Fame coach versus a guy that can barely even last in the AHL as a coach?
I'm just saying the overall difference in the team. I'm sure he had something to do with it. Yeah, but not to mention picking up Gauthier for Drysdale, the oh my God pick third, guy who's
Seneca?
Now. Yeah, of course. I just call oh my God.
Oh my God.
Because that's what he said. Of course, I'm not saying the other word because I don't want your mom to slap me upside the head.
He said, what the fudge?
Anyways, you think about just all the little different moves. Fantastic.
Yeah. So Adam says, because Zegras is gone for sure. Yes, I agree with that, but I think it's also Quenneville. Bari Legend, I love that you're commenting in the Instagram live a lot, and I appreciate it. They put, it would be cool to if I see you guys at the Ducks. Oh, trust me, I want to go to another Ducks game so bad.
Yeah, we're working on your mom's birthday.
Yeah, they said I want to treat you guys at my restaurant sometime in the future. So, okay.
Yeah.
Bari, if you can DM me and we'll talk more about that. We would love to do that. Maybe we could do like a watch party or something like that there. That'd be kind of cool.
That would.
Adam says Zegras is dead to me. That sounds
boy,
about right.
boy, you really warmed them up with the special episode earlier, huh?
Oh yeah.
Did I spoil it? Spoil it? No,
Yeah.
they don't know. They'll know about it by the end of this,
Ooh.
anyways.
Bari Bari Japanese Steakhouse in Yorba Linda.
Ooh.
Well, we'll definitely talk. We would love that.
Yes.
Mom, I just said it's Bari Bari Japanese Steakhouse in Yorba Linda, Mom. I like a good steak. I really do.
By the way, she'll expect an invite too.
Yeah. So, all right. Now that I would say the biggest trade of the deadline, like surprise wise, like one that nobody saw coming, was the Ducks acquired Washington's defenseman John Carlson for a first round pick in 2026. It's a conditional one, and a third round pick in 2027. So the condition is if the Ducks. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Let me find it on Puckpedia. Let's see. It's not there. No, I think I got to go up a little bit. Sorry about this. I know we just talked about it on the pod. All right. Here's the condition. Should Anaheim qualify for the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs, Anaheim will transfer its 2026 first round pick to Washington. So if the Ducks make the playoffs, so it's going to be a 2026 first round pick. But I'm just saying, barring if anything happens, if Anaheim fails to qualify for the playoffs, Anaheim has the option to retain its 2026 and transfer the 2027 pick instead. But more than likely, it's going to be a 2026 first rounder. So, but
no doubt.
Yeah, John Carlson, who's 36 years old, has scored 10 goals and has 36 assists for 46 points this season. He has a plus 11 ratings in 55 games. So 46 points in 55 games. He leads all Washington skaters in assists, while he is second in points and goals. And he's ranked 11th among all NHL defensemen in points and assists. So what a huge player to get back at this trade deadline. Now, here's my issue. We spent a first round pick and a third round pick. John Carlson's 36 years old. He's in the last year of his 8-year contract at $8 million. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, is he just a rental? Because I don't know how I feel about spending a first round pick to get a rental at this point in time in the Ducks, stage, like where they're at right now. But if we can re-sign him for 1 to 2 years, then it's totally worth it for me. Because then you're getting him for another years, and he says he has a lot left in the tank. So now, but here's the thing. If we sign Carlson, does that mean one of Trouba or Gudis is gone this year? Because all three of them are on expiring deals. So I'd be willing to retain Carlson for 1 to 2 years. And I would say Trouba staying, and I think Gudis is either retiring or he's going to go somewhere else. Okay. But we'll see. Because, I mean, if you think about it, here's just our right-handed shot defenseman we have in the system and on the team. You have Gudis, Carlson, Trouba, Moore, Hellison, and Luneau. That's 6 guys that can all play NHL minutes. There's 5 I want playing, or that can really play. Hellison is like the one, like he should just be like a 7th defenseman, and that's just on the right side alone, guys. But John Carlson's going to be playing top minutes with Lacombe, so I'm finally happy we have someone that could play with Lacombe on the number 1 pair. And me and Adam were debating this in the trade deadline recap show. Is John Carlson your power play 1 quarterback or a power play 2 quarterback? That's the thing. We'll find out. I mean, we could find out as soon as tomorrow or Tuesday.
Or could they go to defenseman?
I doubt they're going to go 2 defensemen. I mean, who are you going to take off? You have Cutter, Leo, Beckett, and God, who's the other one at the top of my head? Cutter, Leo, Lacombe.
Terry?
Well, he's been out. I mean, you have Terry. You still have Granlund. McTavish has been on the power play too. Huh? I already said Cutter.
I said Kreider.
Oh, Kreider. Thank you. Yeah, I keep Kreider on because I want Kreider in the front. Especially, we'll go about that. We'll talk more about that later. But
okay,
all I can say is, what an acquisition from
yeah.
Acquisition from Pat Verbeek here.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I've said this numerous times. English is not my first language. Okay, but with John Carlson coming to the Ducks, we now have 2 new numbers for the players. The newly acquired John Carlson will now wear number 74. And why does that name or number sound familiar? Well, a certain Duck player right now wears 74, and that's Ian Moore. But since John Carlson is getting 74, Ian Moore is switching his number from 74 and is now wearing number 3, which he did wear last night against Montreal. Now, I wonder, what was the price for Carlson to get 74?
Well, he's taking an NHL player's number, and you know that Panarin gave Bailey a Rolex. I mean, it might have to be a car.
I was thinking that. I mean, like Ian Moore, like he's still like on a rookie deal kind of thing. Oh, and Bari Legend says, "Bring your mom too, Cody." So, Mom, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we got some new numbers. We got a new player. Everything's great in the world. And here's another trade that was pretty, I would say, low key, but I'm sad about it, but I'm also happy about it. So, the Ducks have acquired a 2027 7th round selection from the Calgary Flames in exchange for center Ryan Strome. So Ryan Strome is now with the Calgary Flames. The reason I'm sad is I liked Ryan Strome. I thought he was playing well this year. I didn't like how he was treated this year, like having a defenseman play forward more than Ryan Strome. But at the same time, if Ryan Strome wasn't hurt at the beginning of the year, we wouldn't be talking about Beckett Seneca right now, with the Ducks at least. So, but Ryan Strome, he had 2 years left on his contract. He had this year and next year at $5 million. So that's another reason why I'm happy, because now the Ducks were able to get out of that $5 million cap hit that Strome had. So, so here's the stats for Strome. He was 32 years old. He recorded 39 goals, 93 assists for 132 points in 276 games with Anaheim from 2022 to 2026. So, in this year, in 33 games, he had 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points. So, I said, happy and sad about the move. I liked Ryan Strome as a person. I thought he was playing well this year, but it's okay. I think it was the right thing to do. He wasn't getting playing time or anything like that. So I'm okay. I'm okay with the move. And then last bit of Ducks news is Beckett Seneca is the first rookie to 50 points this year. And I think he's already beat that already.
So basically, it looks like it's a race between him and Schaefer, right?
Him, Schaefer, and Demidov. Episode preview. He's forgettable. I think he's talking about Ryan Strome.
Yeah. His best thing was doing the whole thing with Gudis and
that was hilarious. Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I'll miss that.
Yeah. All right, so now we're all done with our team news. So now we'll go into the league news. I'll start off with this. Cam Fowler becomes the 10th active defenseman to reach 1,100 games played. This 11 games played in his NHL career.
1,100 games played.
1,100. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I said, I think he's going to come back and retire as a Duck as like a one day contract kind of thing. So, like I said, I'm happy for him. It sucks what St. Louis is going through now. He gets out of a rebuild. He plays 7 games in the playoffs, and then he's back to a rebuild team.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. So,
all right, you want to take the next one?
I will. As of February 27, 2026, Dallas Stars veteran center Tyler Seguin is ruled out. Sagan is ruled out for the remainder of the 2025-26 regular season and playoffs, following surgery for a torn ACL in his right knee. The injury was sustained early in December 2025, which allows the Stars to utilize his $9.85 million contract space, putting him on the LTIR.
Yep.
So now they can pick somebody up,
which we talked about in the trade deadline recap with me and Adam.
Yeah. So then we're going on to other news.
Yep. So everyone was worried, what are the Sharks going to do with Kiefer Sherwood? Are they going to sign him? Are they going to trade him before the deadline? Well, he signed, I want to say 1 or 2 days before that the deadline happened. The Sharks signed forward Kiefer Sherwood to a 5-year, $5.75 million AAV contract extension. Too much? Too little? What do you think? I think a little too much.
Well, I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of maybe looks like that, but he's having a pretty good year. If he could continue that, I think it would be a deal.
Yeah.
But does that happen? We don't know. The Capitals have signed Ethan Frank to a 2-year, $2 million AAV contract extension.
Yeah. Some reports circulating online that there may be some eternal issues between Darnell Nurse and Tristan Jarry.
Internal?
I said internal, right?
You said eternal.
Oh, I thought I said internal.
Yeah.
So like I said, I can't speak. I'm tired. Internal issues between Darnell Nurse. I can't speak. Now you got me all jumbled. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. How much wood could a
No, don't start that because you won't be able to finish it. Move on with the news.
And that's what Bob Stauffer reported and alluded to it earlier. So is there now here's the thing. Is this just another JT Miller, Elias Pettersson kind of feud again?
We are talking about Darnell Nurse.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Edmonton totally lost that goalie trade.
Yeah.
Anyways,
they lost that bad.
This doesn't break my heart. I bet you it doesn't break Adam's either.
Yeah. All right. You got the next one?
Yeah. Maple Leafs announced that Chris Tanev has undergone core muscle surgery and is done for the season. He's expected to participate in training camp in September. Oh. Yep. Sorry to hear that. I like Chris Tanev. He's a good player.
No, me too. Adam says, what heart? Next up is Pittsburgh. Evgeny Malkin has been suspended for 5 games for slashing Buffalo's Rasmus Dahlin. I didn't see the play, so I couldn't tell you what happened.
I have not seen it. I've seen a caption of it. Looked like he might have hit him in the head. I'm not really sure. Yeah. But it's obviously 5 games that's a pretty good suspension.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I'm not going to be able to say this, so
all right, I'll say it. Alex Nedeljkovic signed a 2-year contract extension with the San Jose Sharks worth $3 million AAV.
You can't speak English, but you can say his name. That amazes me.
I can say Nedeljkovic, but I can't say eternal. It makes sense if you don't think about it, right?
Yes.
As I stare blindly into the camera.
Jean-Gabriel Pajot signed a 3-year contract extension with the New York Islanders worth $4.85 million AAV.
Yeah.
I like him as a player.
Yeah.
I mean, he isn't quite what he used to be because I used to always pick him up fantasy wise. And I mean, he would be, if I really had someone hurt, I might pick him up again, but I have much better players on my team.
Honestly,
So,
I have no idea how I'm doing for fantasy. I have not been paying attention. So,
well,
but last bit of league news is Jordan.
You're still in second.
Oh, okay. I've only lost to you, huh?
No, you lost to somebody else
Oh,
too. I don't remember who.
I think it was Eric.
Yeah, because you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Last bit of league news is Jordan Eberle signed a 2-year contract extension with the Seattle Kraken worth $5.5 million AAV. So, all right, ready to get into game recaps?
Sure.
All right, I'll start since I have 4 games and you have 3. All right, so
okay.
I'm trying to remember if we got a goal called back in this game. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. But Ducks host the Calgary Flames on last Sunday. And here's how it went. Yeah, the Ducks did score a goal. I want to say, I think I got called back. And then Joel Farabee got the scoring started at the 9:41 mark on a tip-in shot to get the scoring started. And that was 1-0 Calgary. And that's the only goal we have in the first period. And then we go to the second period where Cutter Goody gets his 27th goal of the season. You're going to be hearing that name a lot in this episode. And Leo Carlson with his 29th assist. And now we're tied 1-1, and that was at the 11:14 mark in the second period. But then 5 minutes later, Igor Serengovich scored on the power play to make it 2-1 Calgary. So the Ducks are down 2-1 going into third, and then Cutter Gauthier on the power play gets his 28th of the year. Jackson Lacombe got his 34th assist, and Beckett Seneca's 30th assist. And we are tied 2-2 at the 10:41 mark, and then we go into overtime, and nothing. That we have no score in overtime, so we go into the shootout. Leo Carlson does his normal move and just dances around. I believe it was Devin Cooley, and he scores the goal. So it's 1-0. Then Morgan Frost goes for Calgary. He tries a wrist shot, is denied. Beckett Seneca tries to do a between the legs shot, and he gets denied by Devin Cooley. And then Nazem Kadri ties it up, makes it 1 apiece on a snapshot. And then, of course, the automatic man himself at the shootout, Mason McTavish, does his move and puts a 5-hole, and it's 2-1 Anaheim. So all Joel Stahl has to do is save it, and the Ducks win, which he does. So the Ducks win in the shootout, and they win this one 3-2. Here are your stats for the game. Ducks outshoot them 36-34. The Ducks did win the faceoff percentage of 51-49, just barely. Ducks were 1 for 5 on the power play. Calgary was 1 for 3. We did out hit them 25-14, but they had 22 block shots to our 13. It's 22 giveaways for Anaheim, 16 for Calgary, 7 takeaways for Anaheim, and 5 for Calgary. And right now the Ducks have a 2-0 lead in the season series. The next game will be played on March 26th in Calgary. Your 3 stars of the game is Lukas Dostal with the 941 save percentage. He's the number 3 star. Leo Carlson is your number 2 star with the 1 assist. And then Cutter Gauthier with the 2 goals, 2 points is your number 1 star. And we do have a comment in the Instagram live from Bari Legend. What are your guys' favorite steaks, and how do you like your steaks cooked?
Ooh.
I mean, I know how I like my steaks cooked, but I just can't remember which steak I like the most.
Well, I really like a ribeye, a medium rare.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. Ribeye, medium rare.
My wife will be medium well.
Ugh. Christina would be.
Hey,
Christina's usually medium.
your mom is watching.
Yeah, it doesn't. I can judge on her cooked steak or how she wants her steaks cooked and everything. That's it.
Okay. All
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying. Adam says prime rib, medium rare.
Ooh, I would take that too.
Yeah, same.
I,
Honestly, if you just put a medium rare steak in front of me, I will eat it.
me too.
So,
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter the cut for me. I think all of them are going to taste great. But that is it for that first game of the week.
So our first game, we tired out the Flames for the Ducks, by the way, because we played the day before, and it was such an exciting, high-scoring game. Not.
Okay, Borat.
First period, nobody scored. Second period, Alex Laferriere gets his 14th from Byfield his 20th, and Moore his 9th at the 15:36 mark on a wrist shot, and the Kings lead 1-0. And that's it. Second period. We go to the third period, and this is a late empty netter. Adrian Kempe special. Ordered it before the game. At the 1922 mark, obviously an empty netter. His 22nd from Panarin, his 41st assist on a backhand shot. And the final is 2-0. Let's go to the stats. I mean, we shut out the Flames, and you had to go to a shootout. I haven't figured that one out. We outshot them 37-29. Face off 52.7% for the Kings, 47.3% for the Flames. There were actually 0 penalty minutes in this game, so there was 0 power plays.
For both teams?
For both teams.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. I didn't even,
you don't.
You know, I caught this game late because I was working, but or we were doing something. I remember I go, man, they're winning and they shut out the Flames because I thought they'd lose. The Flames just whooped them last time they played them. Hits were 26 Kings, 20 for the Flames. Block shots, 20 for the Kings, 14 for the Flames. Giveaways, we're still bad at that. 16 for us, 10 for the Flames. We had 5 takeaways to 4 for the Flames. But I noticed hits and block shots both in the 20s. That's been really a rarity for the Kings. And I think maybe that's what's been missing on our defensive part of the game, because you know, they're going to be less likely to want to go to those corners if you keep beating on them, right? So let's go to the 3 stars. Third star, Trevor Moore with an assist. Second star is Laferriere with a goal. And the number 1 star with a 1,000 save percentage, Anton Forsberg. Now to your next game, Cody.
The Bari Legend said they have tenderloins and strip loins.
Whatever you would recommend, I'm in.
Yep, agreed.
If you recommend it, I'm sure if you have a steakhouse, you know what we'll like.
Yeah. I think as long as it's medium rare, we'll be happy. Medium rare is the only way to eat steaks. Throw you some scallops.
There you go.
All right,
okay.
Cool. This is the only way to eat it. Yep, I agree. All right, so now we're going to go into game number 2 of the week for the Ducks. They host the number 1 team in the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche. And I'm really happy we played Colorado now, because now we don't have to face Colorado with Kadri again. So
yeah, they only get better.
Yeah. So this wasn't a very pretty game for Anaheim, but honestly, it wasn't a bad game either. They just got outplayed by a better team. That's really it. The Ducks played well, but they just got outplayed by a better team. That's all it was. They didn't play bad. They just got outplayed by a better team. So Cale Makar got the scoring started with his 18th of the year to make it 1-0 Colorado, and that was at the 11:33 mark. And then Martin Necas on the power play made it 2-0 Colorado, and that was at the 14:05 mark. So the Ducks are down 2-0 after the first period. And then Cutter Gauthier, there's that name again, got his 29th of the year. Lacombe with his 35th assist of the year made it 2-1 Colorado, and that was at the 4:50 mark in the second. And then Parker Kelly gets his 14th of the year, makes it 3-1 Colorado, and that was at the 15:03 mark. So now it's 3-1 Colorado. We go into the third period, and Landeskog got his 9th of the year to make it 4-1 Colorado. And then Parker Kelly again got his 15th to make it 5-1 Colorado. And that is your final is 5-1. So the Ducks lose the season series 2-1. They lost 4-1, won 2-1 in a shootout, and then lost 5-1 again. But I would say this time, I would say the Ducks played good, just got outplayed by a better team. That's really it. Adam says, next time we face Colorado, we'll be in the Western Conference Finals. That'd be nice. That would be real nice.
That would be a nice dream.
Honestly, it's not that far of a reach if you really think about it. So
it could happen.
Yeah,
it could. I'm not. At the start of the season, you wouldn't have said that, would you?
Oh, nope, I would not have. Here's the shots on goal, 28-26 in favor of the Ducks. We just barely lost the face-off percentage, 51-49. Ducks were 0 for 3 on the power play, while they were 1 for 3. 24 hits for us, 16 for Colorado. 11 block shots for Colorado, 10 for Anaheim, 17 giveaways for Anaheim, 12 for Colorado, 5 takeaways for Colorado, 3 for the Ducks. And your 3 stars of the game is Colorado Cutter at the number 3 star with the 1 goal. McKinnon with the 1 assist is your 2nd star. And then Parker Kelly with the 2 goals and 2 points is your number 1 star, which I thought it would have been Cale Makar would have been one of your ones because he had a goal and 2 assists. So, and then Adam says, could it will for the honestly, it's possible. But that is your second game of the week for the Ducks.
I hate to tell you guys, you 2 Duck fans, you and Adam, I believed in the Ducks more than you did at the start of the season. And that's funny is, wow. Even what I thought, they've gone far beyond. So we'll see what happens. I mean, all Pistons are running on the offense. Can you stop people from scoring? That's the key thing.
Yep. My mom says, I'm pretty such you did say that. I on the other hand said it was.
That's autocorrect. I'm pretty sure you did say that.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah. I did say it earlier.
No, you did. You were more optimistic than I was at the beginning of the year.
I see the potential. And what I didn't see is Beckett Seneca like he is. That's
what I was worried about Beckett, and I didn't know how this team was gonna go with Quenneville. Kind of thing.
Mom has to get into the podcast for a second.
I was like, I just see Mom smiling.
What?
What I meant was Cody said he was pretty sure he didn't say it. He didn't believe in him. I believed him from the very beginning.
I like how the camera zoomed in on Mom.
Well, she's prettier than I am.
Well, that's for sure.
Shut up, Adam. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. Oh, hi, Mom. Thank you, Adam. I'll take the hi, Mama Quack one. I thought for
Adam
sure.
Says, Adam says, hi, hey, Cody, let's go back to Strome. What's his best contribution to this season? Okay, so in the trade deadline recap that me and Adam did, I said if it wasn't for Ryan Strome being injured, we wouldn't have Beckett Seneca right now.
Yeah, probably true.
No, it is true, because if Ryan Strome was fully healthy, I'm pretty sure Beckett would be playing with the Oshawa Generals right now.
Yeah, well,
And I know it's a little late, but Adam says, "Hi, Mama Quack."
yeah, well, we already said that.
So,
Okay.
all right, but now it's your turn for your next game.
So for the second time, we tired out a team for you, but it didn't help you this time. We played the Avalanche the day before, and we'll go right to the scoring, and that happened pretty quick. At 4:27, of course, who but Nathan McKinnon scores his 41st from Natchez, his 44th assist. Landeskog is 18th, and Colorado is up 1-0. And Colorado wasn't this good last year. Do you think Landeskog has something to do with that? Because every time he's been on the ice, they're a better team. I mean, it doesn't mean always in stats, but he's the captain, right?
So I'm going to tell you, and I agree with Jeff Merrick 100% on this. He thinks the difference between Landeskog or Colorado this year and last year is Landeskog playing.
That's what I just said.
No. Hold on. Just listen. Because it's not playing wise, it's because of, I think, locker room wise. McKinnon's a very serious, hardcore kind of person, and Landeskog is he's a true leader. And I think he mellows out McKinnon. And I think McKinnon would be a great captain and everything, but it doesn't mean the best player needs to be the captain. And this is a great example for that. Is I think Landeskog is just a better leader than McKinnon is. And you could tell that with this year and last year, because it's almost the same team.
Which, you didn't even let me finish.
Good.
So obviously he has a total of 26 points for the season, because he scored the next goal, his 8th, from Burns' 19th and just his 45th assist to make it 2-0. Okay, what I was trying to say is Landeskog just being on the team, brings up the level of that team.
Mm-hmm.
In whichever way he does it. It just seems he makes the Avalanche at their best.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably the leadership part, because he's never been the biggest scorer, although he was part of that, almost triple crown line they had with Rantanen and McKinnon and Landeskog, for a while.
That was,
I mean, incredible team. But I think Landeskog was the glue because the other two guys are so talented, but he was the one that kept them on an even keel.
Yeah.
So, anyways, obviously they're the best team in the NHL, at least stat-wise and record-wise so far. But we know that doesn't always mean a Stanley Cup. But I wouldn't bet against them.
Yeah.
So let's continue in the first period. And on the power play, Brant Clark gets his 8th from Kopitar, his 18th. And after one period, it's 2-1 Colorado. And I got to tell you, until that power play happened, the Kings were getting dominated by Colorado. And I can't even tell you, I thought this game was actually a very close game to the end. I'm still going to say Colorado outplayed them. So let's go to the second period. And remember, I talked about the 3 guys going out skating first. Well, Angus Booth was one of them. And what does he do in his first NHL game? He gets his first goal from Dumoulin, his 12th, and Kempe, his 28th, and ties the game up 2-2. And that's how the second period ends. And just so you know, in this whole AHL season for Booth, he's played up with down with Ontario Reign. He only has 3 goals for the season, but he comes into his NHL debut and gets a goal. I mean, he's not a goal scorer. That's not what he is. So, but never know. Sometimes they move up and they become more than they were in the AHL. Let's go to the third period. So the third, I think that the score was tied after 1, right? No,
Tied
second
after
period, Booth tied it. Then we go to the third period. Devin Taves, part of the McCarr Taves Canada star, they were the number 1 defensive line for Team Canada, gets it only a second goal from McKinnon, his 58th assist, and McCarr is 44th assist. Those just seem to be large numbers to me. And now it's 3-2 Colorado. And that wasn't until the 15:05 mark. Then Necas gets his 26th on the power play and an empty netter at the 1958 mark. So basically with 2 seconds left, the Kings were only down by a goal to the number 1 team in the NHL. Anyways, that's how the game ends. It's a 4-2 win for Colorado. So I think we actually played pretty good. We didn't even let the Flames score. And then I think we played Colorado better than you guys did. At least we were in the game. So, but that doesn't mean anything.
I will say this. There was a couple scenarios in the Ducks Colorado game that kind of went different way. Made the game like Scott Wedgwood was a Vezina goalie that game. He made some fantastic saves, and the refs kind of didn't help with this game because I feel like this kind of changed the momentum a little bit. I want to see if I can pull up the play, and I'll show you what I meant. But they called Chris Kreider for goalie interference in this game, and he did not make contact with the goalie, and he was not in the blue paint. I'm gonna see if I can pull up the game, the video, and see if I can find it.
Well, you just want to make a point about the refs this year, don't
No,
you?
I mean, this one was bad. I will say this one was not a good call. No, I can't find it.
Well, let me go on with my game then.
Yeah, you go on.
Before you go on a rant about the game you already talked about, and you didn't say anything about that, by the way.
I know, I forgot about it.
So shots on goal. This is where it shows that Colorado outplayed the Kings 39-21 in shots.
See, we outshot them so high.
Yeah, you lost by more goals than we did, right?
Yeah, but
okay. So
who's higher in the standings?
Oh, well, that's a given right now. We suck. Anyways, face off 53.6% for Colorado, 46.4% for the Kings. Both teams 1 for 1 on the power play. You know that Colorado's power play is one of the or penalty kills one of the worst in the NHL. And
their power play is one of the worst. Yeah,
the power play and their PK isn't that good either.
I thought their PK was good.
No, it's their 5-on-5. They just dominate everybody 5-on-5.
Oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't help if you have McKinnon, Makar, and Necas playing 35 minutes a game. Yeah, you should be dominating.
So here's the other stats other than what the power play and stuff. Hits. Kings 36, Colorado 13. Block shots 23-11. You know, I want to tell you what that tells me we're going to, DJ Smith's telling them, you know, we're not doing enough forechecking. We're not doing enough hitting. We got to make these teams pay to get the puck. And I think that's the reason right there that the Kings were even kind of in the game. They lost 4-2. And if it wasn't for a goal, 2 seconds left, it would have been a 3-2 game. And I think that's why. Giveaways. The Kings were only 13. 23 for Colorado. Our takeaways were 5 to their 2. That, to me, tells me, you know, other than the shots on goal and stuff, we outplayed them in some facets of the game. Let's go to the 3 stars. And we lost this game. Devin Taves is the number 3 star with a goal. McKinnon was the number 2 star with a goal and assist. Can you tell me who the number 1 star is? Without looking?
Who was in goal for you guys?
Forsberg.
Forsberg was.
Good guess. Obviously, they scored one empty netter, so they only scored 3 goals. So he had 36 saves, a 921 save percentage. His goals against was 3.07 because obviously he pulled him before he got to 60 minutes, but he was the number 1. I mean, I'm not sure. I would have put him probably as a 3rd star just because they lost. I don't think the number 1 star should be on a team that loses unless he just totally dominated, but he did keep him in the game. Anyways, let's go on to your next game, Cody.
All right. Our next game was against the New York Islanders, who's been very good this year. A lot higher than people expected, and everyone expected this to be probably one of the best games of the night. And it was for Ducks fans. The only thing is the Islanders got the first goal, which has happened a lot since the Olympics for the Ducks. Anders Lee gets his 15th of the year on the power play, makes it 1-0 New York, and that was at the 4:58 mark. And here's that name again. Cutter Gauthier gets his 30th of the season on the power play. So we're tied 1-1. That was at the 12:56 mark, and that was Seneca's 31st assist and Kreider's 14th assist. So now we're tied 1-1 at the 12:56 mark. And then Cutter Gauthier again at the 16:05 mark scores his 31st goal, Carlson's 30th assist, and Kreider's 15th assist. So it's 2-1 Anaheim. And then Becca Seneca gets on the board to make his 20th goal of the year. McTavish with his 19th assist and Ian Moore's 8th assist. And it's 3-1 Anaheim after 2 periods. And then we go into the 3rd period. And what do you know? Ryan Poehling scores, gets his 7th goal of the year on a nice backhand shot. And it's Ryan Strome with his 6th and final point as a Duck. And now it's 4-1 Anaheim. And then Frank Vetrano on the empty net. And by the way, Patrick Waugh has some cojones, I would say. He pulled the goalie with 8.5 minutes left in this game.
Mm-hmm.
8.5 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
But Frank Vetrano got his 4th goal of the year on the empty netter. Trouba with his 18th assist. So it's the Ducks win 5-1 in this one. So I would really say Seneca definitely showed up better than Schaefer in this game. Beckett for Calder, just saying. Kreider had 2 assists in this game. Like I said, a great game by Kreider. The only thing is the Ducks did get outshot 43-26. We barely, I would say it was really 50-50. I think it was literally by 1 face-off we lost in this one, literally by 1 face-off. Each team was 1 for 4 on the power play. We did out hit them 28-19. Islanders had 16 block shots to 13 for Anaheim, 18 giveaways for the Islanders, 16 for the Ducks, 7 takeaways for the Islanders, and 6 for the Ducks. And we tied the season series with the Islanders. We lost 5-2 in early December, but I think that was the bad time we don't talk about. And then the 3 stars of the game. And I 100% agree with these ones. I would maybe change Trouba from put Kreider at the number 3, but Trouba is your number 3 star with the 1 assist. Cutter Gauthier is your number 2 star with the 2 goals. And your number 1 star, who 100% deserved it, is Ville Husso in this game. He came up big with a 977 save percentage in this game. He was big for us. So the Ducks win this one 5-4. And this was the last game before the trade deadline. Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da. On to my next game.
Yep.
Finally, I do believe you got to tire out a team for us. So now we're playing the Islanders. Then let's go to the first period. Our Artemi Panarin gets his first goal, his 20th of the season, though, from Kopitar, his 19th, and Anderson, his 8th. Just 3 minutes and 17 seconds into the first period, and the Kings are up 1-0. Then Samuel Hellenius gets his 4th from Malott, his 6th, and T. Ward, his 3rd. 14-20 mark to make it 2-0. Then Mikey Anderson gets his 3rd from Doughty, his 12th, and Kempe, his 29th. At the 15:51 mark to make the Kings up 3-0. Then I think there's a half second left. There's a face-off. I think the Kings iced it, if I'm not mistaken. And Peugeot wins the face-off to Horvat, and with less than a half a second, I think there was like 0.1 or 0.2 seconds left, he shot that and scored in a half a second. If you have not seen that, I was blown away. I mean, it looked like a missile going into the net. It was one of the prettiest, quickest goals I've ever seen. And that says 1959 mark. It was 1959.5. Because they went back and showed 5 seconds on the face-off, boom, boom, scored. And there was still like 0.1 or 0.2 of a second left. I'm going like, wow. So that made it 3-1. So then there's no scoring in the second period. So we go to the third period, and on the power play, Alex Laferriere gets his 15th from Clark, his 23rd. And, you know, it's about time Kemper got an assist at the 2:30 mark, and it's 4-1 Kings. Then Adam Pelech gets his 4th shorthanded from Peugeot, his 15th, to make it 4-2. Then thank goodness Kempe gets his 23rd from Clark, his 24th, and Panarin his 42nd at the 8:30 mark to make it 5-2 Kings. So right after that Adrian Kempe goal, guess what they do? They pull the goalie. 6-on-5. I got to tell you, there was probably a good 7.5 minutes they were in our zone, dominating, shooting. They ended up getting a 3rd goal to make it 5-3, but they were dominating that almost 7.5 minutes of that. I mean, the Kings probably missed getting an empty netter from, you know, far away and getting an icing, I think 3 or 4 times, but they never did it. And so that's the final score is 5-3. Let's go to the stats. Shots on goal, 35 apiece, but they dominated the faceoff circle, 55.7%. We were 44.3. I think we do miss Deneau on the faceoffs because he was a pretty good faceoff guy. He was usually over 50%. They were 0 for 3 on the power play. We were 1 for 3. Hits, this was pretty close. We had 24. They had 20. Block shots, we had 21. They had 17. Giveaways, Islanders had 14. We had 10. And takeaways, we won that one again 6-4. The 3 stars of the game. Mikey Anderson with a goal and assist, the 3rd star. The 2nd star with a goal and assist, Artemi Panarin. And the number 1 star was with an assist is Anze Kopitar. So I think I might have had Anze as the 3rd star, unless that point gate. I don't know. Did he beat the Dion's all time?
No.
So I don't know why they did that. I would have done it. He would have been the 3rd star in both Anderson.
Oh, it was his 1,500th
100th game.
Yeah.
That's why they gave it to him. Yeah. You still got to give it to the best player of the game, in my book. But I love Kopi. He's one of my favorites. So
Yeah.
now you have one more, right, Cody?
I have one more, and this game almost made me look like you. I was pulling my hair that much in this game. So the Ducks scored, but then it got called back for offside, and it was barely offside, but it was offside. I won't deny that. Very annoying. But that was 19 seconds into the game that happened. Montreal used their challenge, and then they got it, and it turned out they were right. They overturned it, but then 39 seconds into the game, Cutter Gauthier scores and makes it his 32nd goal of the year. Leo Carlsson with his 31st assist and Kreider's 16th assist. So now it's 1-0 Anaheim. And then at the 101 mark, Nick Suzuki ties it up 1 apiece. So now we're tied 1-1 after literally a minute and 1 second. And then at the 3:33 mark, Lane Hudson on the power play makes it 2-1 Montreal. And then Radko Gudas gets his 2nd of the year. That was Frank Bertrand's 4th assist and Paling's 18th assist. And we're tied 2 apiece. And that's just the first period alone. So it's 2-2 after 1. Jackson Lacombe gets the lone goal in the second period with his 7th goal of the year on the power play. That was Gaudier's 25th assist and Kreider's 17th assist. So it's 3-2 Ducks, and we go into the third period, and Leo Carlsson at the 35-second mark makes it 4-2 Anaheim. Kreider has his 18th assist and Trouba's 19th assist. So, and everything's looking very good. And then we had one of those 5-minute stretches where the Ducks just forgot how to play. Cole Caulfield gets his 36 and makes it 4-3 Ducks. Alexander Carrier gets his 7th of the year. Now, and the Caulfield one was at 8:41. The tied goal for Carrier was at the 11:47 mark. And then Cole Caulfield again at the 13:04 mark tips in a shot and makes it 5-4 Montreal. And I'm like, how do we go from being at 4-2 to being down 5-4? Like, what the hell? And then Chris Kreider, which was a very smart play that he had here. He ties it up 5-5 on a tip-in shot. I want to see if I could show why it was smart. Let's see if I can. If it isn't going to play. I don't think it's going to play for me. Oh, I got to watch this stupid ad. Yep. So the Ducks tie it up 5-5 right before regulation. So, like I said, just a great tip-in shot by Kreider. Let's see if I can pull it up right now. Let's see. Hold on. Let me share screen. Make sure that's expanded. All right. I want you to watch Kreider's stick. You're going to see him right here. There's Kreider. Watch where he has a stick. See how it's high? So you'll watch the replay. Watch where he has the stick position. So the reason he has it high is that so when he goes to tip in the puck, his stick won't get tangled, or they can't prevent him from tipping it. Watch right here. See how he has it high, then tips. No one could tie up his stick. He tips it in, and the Ducks tie it. That was the tying goal. So we go into overtime. And I can tell you this. I have 3 stars of the game, other than I really have 4 stars of the game in this one. We go into overtime, and Zellweger takes a penalty with 2 minutes and 1 second left in overtime. Yeah, 2 minutes and 1 second left in overtime. And I mean, just think about who Montreal has for their power play. Caulfield, Hudson, Suzuki, Slavkovsky. That's a dynamic 4 right there. But we hold them off. They don't score thanks to Paling, Gudis, and Truba. I would say Paling was out there for, I want to say 45. No, I want to say well over a minute of that power play. And Gudis and Truba were out there for the whole penalty kill. I think Killorn came in for like 30 seconds, and then Paling was right back out there. And Paling made a very great stick to bat away a pass. And so we go into shootout. And this was a very pretty ugly shootout. So Leo Carlson goes. He goes for the backhand, denied. Cole Caulfield goes. Wrist shot, denied. Beckett Seneca goes. Backhand, denied. Nick Suzuki, backhand, denied. Mason McTavish, who's been perfect all year. Wrist shot, denied. Kirby Doc, backhand, denied. And that's usually the Ducks win before we even go to the fourth round, because it's usually by the first three. But then Cutter Gauthier goes, he snaps it 5-hole, 1-0. And then, so the Ducks shot first. So then Montreal goes, snap shot for Demidov, he scores. So now we go to round 5. Kreider goes, snapshot denied. Lane Hudson didn't get a shot off because it was a great poke check by Dostal.
And he slapped him in the leg.
Yeah, I did see that. I don't know why he did that, but
did you see Hudson look back at him? But he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I saw it.
He didn't hit him like a tap. It was a pretty good hit.
Yeah. And then Alex Killorn snaps it in, scores. And then Oliver Kapanen goes, wrist shot denied, and the Ducks win after 6 rounds on the shootout. And now the Ducks are number 1 in the Pacific. But here's a funny stat about that. No, I wouldn't say funny. Let's see if I can find it. Anaheim is first in the Pacific for the first time since December 22nd, and the first time in March since 2017, when the Ducks last won a division title. Crazy.
Yeah.
So
you know what? You know what's shocking?
Huh?
How many wins do you? Well, you're looking at it.
I'm not looking at it.
Vegas has 27 wins, but
Mhm.
14 overtime losses, which all get you a point. The Ducks have 35 wins.
Yeah.
8 more wins than Vegas does.
Yeah.
And they're in first place.
Yeah, Ducks are in first right now. The Ducks are in overtime and shootout. I believe they're 15-3. And they're a perfect 8-0 in shootouts.
And that's probably best in the NHL by far.
I believe so.
Without that, they're in third place.
Yeah, but
if they were bad at that, they would really.
Yeah,
they would drop down quite a bit. But I gotta tell you, man, it's like they've got that down. I don't know what they're doing in practice for the shootout, but I don't remember them all being that good in the past.
From what I remember is McTavish, Zegras, and I think Dostal wants them working on their shootouts with him so he can see more shootouts. I think it's like something they do in warm-ups. It's something they do in practice. Yeah. Because I don't know if you ever watched like how the Ducks warm up. You usually see Cutter, Leo, and I know for sure McTavish. They're doing like shootouts and like towards the end. It's usually mostly when everyone's off the ice. There's only like 5 to 10 people left for like total on the ice for both teams.
I gotta tell you, whatever it is, it works.
Yeah, it is definitely working.
Expect it to get mimicked by the rest of the NHL if it continues.
Well, I don't know if anyone can mimic that move that McTavish has.
McTavish, that's wicked. I gotta tell you, that is wicked.
It is so wicked.
See, to me, if you you want to do something. I know we had the Olympics this year and we didn't have an all-star game, but if you wanted to do something, have something that's exciting and flashy, like the shootout. I hope they do it, and just have a skills competition where it's fun, where people want to watch it. They got to figure out what to do. One of them would be like who can do the best between their legs shootout score on a goalie. I mean, you see some of those during the game, not just the shootout, but during the game, like on a breakaway. I mean, that blows me away. I'm going like, how do they do that? And they make it look easy. So, but let's get to predictions, anyways.
Yeah, I'm doing my predictions right now.
Because if anybody didn't know, I started vacation.
Yeah, I saw your Facebook post. I'm on vacation. I love it.
Yay!
Short and sweet. Do you want to go first?
I'm writing yours down right now.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'll say mine then.
Well, wait a second. On the 10th, you put 3-2-3.
I actually messed up, but I have it right on mine. I'll say it right now, and you'll hear it.
Okay.
So tomorrow the Ducks play against the Blues. It's the last home game of the homestand. I have them winning 4-1, and then on Tuesday they start the little Canadian road trip. They start in Winnipeg, and I have them winning 3-2. So There you go.
Thank you.
All right, and then Thursday they play in Toronto, and I actually have them losing 4-3.
They're playing the crappy Toronto Maple
They
Leafs.
just don't. They just don't play against. They don't play well against Toronto and they're in Toronto. And I can't have them winning 4 in a row. I as much as I want it to happen, and stuff like that. I don't know. It's like you're doing the multiple choice test. And you hit B, B, B. You're like, okay, it can't be 4 Bs in a row.
But it can.
I know it can, but I'm just trying to be realistic at the same time. I want to stay ahead of you in the.
Oh, you're going to stay. I mean, you're up.
I think it was perfect last week.
5.5 games. No,
I was perfect last week.
Were you?
I believe I was. Let's see.
Were you?
Let's see. Last week, I had them beating the Flames, losing to Avalanche, beating the Islanders, and beating the Canadiens. I was a perfect 4-0.
God, you're 6.5 games ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it that way.
No,
all right,
I'm not doing that good.
All right, so I had them losing to the Maple Leafs on Thursday. I hope they win, though. I hope I'm wrong. And then okay. So the main reason I put next Saturday's game for me, sorry, what Adam said. Wow, just a humble brag there. The reason I put for next Saturday is because next Saturday's game starts at 10 a.m. So we'll be going live. Okay. So
I love the sarcasm, Adam.
Yeah. But I have the Ducks beating the Ottawa Senators 5-2. So the only reason why I put that one is because we'll be going live during that game. So I want to predict before it starts.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I wrote it down for you.
Okay.
So we're playing Montreal right now, and I have not looked. I don't know if there's any score, but I have us losing 5-3. Please don't tell me the Kings are up 2-0. Even if they are, just don't tell me.
I hate to break it to you, but
you're lying. You're not lying? Never mind. I'll look later.
I'm just kidding.
I don't want to know now. Then they're going to Columbus. I have them beating Columbus 5-4 in Columbus. And then Boston losing 4-2. And then, Bailey thinks you suck too, Adam. and then have us winning against the Islanders in New York 4-3.
Wow.
So I went 2-2. I can't keep just picking them loose. I gotta break it up somehow. It's like I had pretty good mojo last year. It's not there this year. It's
Yeah.
not working on this, but my
Yeah.
fantasy hockey team is freaking awesome.
Just a humble brag there, Gary.
Look at the stats, bro.
Yeah, whatever. All right. So I did ask people before the trade deadline what they want the Ducks and Kings to do. Here were the Ducks' responses. No, too many players to re-sign during offseason, still not ready for a deep playoff run. And that was from Jeremy and Brooke. This is from ORegs 32. Buy conservative, get a depth forward. Jordan Trask said Tyler Myers for Drew Hellison. Well, I messaged him. I was like, a little late for that because Tyler Myers is now a star. Tozen FN2 says buy and trade Michael Granlund to the Kings for Mikey Anderson. Would you do that trade?
I would think about it. I'm not sure I'd do it.
Okay.
One is that Mikey's still pretty young.
Yeah.
Brandon's getting up there. I mean, was he 34, 35?
I want to say 32, 33. Yeah, so I want to say within there.
Yeah. Because I think Mikey's only like 20, maybe 28. Seems like he's been with the Kings forever, though.
Yeah. And then Dark Winged Duck 81 says stay. Too many UFAs and RFAs in the lineup to sort out. Like I said, the Ducks only made two moves. You know, the John Carlson trade, and then they traded away Strom. So, Granlund stays. Yeah, that's what Adam says. And for the Kings, we had Desund, which I haven't heard him in the chat. He says one buy, keep the rain call-ups because at least they play like they want to be here. Which, true.
Yeah.
Arton_K says trade QB.
Yeah, but to who and for what?
I don't know. That's all they said.
Okay.
And then Darkwing Duck 81 says buy Elias Pettersson.
Buy him?
Yep.
You can't buy him right now.
Yep.
He's got a long-term contract. You have to trade for
him. Point Pocket Rocket. I asked for questions. He says, who is your favorite person? I don't know if they mean like on the Ducks or Kings or just favorite in general. So who's your favorite King right now?
My favorite King? Brant Clark.
Brant Clark. It's a good one. Yeah. All right. Right now, I would have to say Beckett Seneca for me right now.
Yeah, he's a Cinderella story, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
and he's totally surprised the NHL. So
yeah. Also, someone put Brooke and Ellis 0625 says Kings did crappy, Ducks did 100% great, and that was their comment on the trade deadline. Which, all right, I will say this, and I talked about this with Adam. It seems like you guys can trust Holland when it comes to trading, but not to signing players. Think about it. He traded Perry, Deneau, and Fogle. Was there another trade that I'm not thinking of? Like traded away. And he got 3 second-round picks and I think a third-round pick for Deneau, Fogle, and Perry. A 40-year-old guy who's on his last year of his contract. Fogle, who's been disappointing this year. And Deneau, that was very disappointing this year. Not bad by Holland trade-wise.
And what do you think that tells you?
Don't trust them signing players.
No, something a little deeper than that.
What?
Well, what happened when the Ducks, what did they start doing? They started getting rid of their veterans.
Yeah.
Getting more draft picks. Sucking for a while, which I know has been disappointing for you.
Yeah.
mom, and everybody else in the family except for me and Justin. And but look what where they're at now.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. They've done almost a complete rebuild. I mean, you
Yeah.
have a few veterans left, and it's worked for them. Now, can Holland do that? And with the scouting team and pick players that make a difference? Because I got to say, the only one that really, truly, I think has worked out is Clark so far.
Well, Clark had nothing to do with Holland.
I know, but I'm saying, and that's what they've had most of the same people with the scouting department, and who are the ones that are selecting these players. I mean, I'm not going to say Byfield's a bust. I think he's a good player, but for a 2 pick, he's not. He's a 10th pick or 12th pick or 15th pick, and I think Caulfield was a 15th pick. Is better than him.
Yeah.
And he plays great defense. He does a lot of good things, but if he doesn't start picking it up, he's going to be a bust. And right now he's a bust. And a lot of people think that. That's why the guy said trade QB. They still believe in him. They think he can be something. I'm not sure I see it. I mean, I think he's a decent NHL player right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see him being superstar ever.
Yeah.
Right now. I just don't see it. I think there's a capability. He's got a lot of abilities. We've seen some of the magic he's done, but he doesn't do it often enough.
Yeah.
So, and you got a 19-year-old kid on Anaheim that is doing that regularly.
Yeah. One last question, and this is for you. Why did the Kings get rid of Perry to get a guy that they would pay $500,000 more? Makes no sense. So they're talking about Scott Lawton. I can answer this if you can't.
Well, I have an answer. I mean, one, Perry started off hot, and he's been okay. He's not going to help you on defense because he's slow. I think Lawton plays better defense. He's younger, and they got a pick for Perry.
Yes. So they got a second round pick and something else. I want to say I can't fully remember. Everything's in the trade deadline recap. So me and Adam broke down all that. What Scott Lawton's 9 years younger.
He's Perry. Younger. He's a good face-off guy. And
he's a center. He's a center.
Yeah. Well,
what do the Kings need? Centers.
They do. True.
So, and honestly, like you bring him in, you can see how he fits, and then you could probably re-sign him and see how he, and I don't think he's going to be an expensive guy.
He's going to be a 2-year, possibly. That's about it until they figure out where they're.
I can see like 2 to 3, 4 to 5 million a year kind of thing.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So
I mean, he's had some good seasons. I mean, right now he's not as a great cycle where he's a big scorer or anything. But sometimes you just need to make a move. You need to change the culture of your team. And I don't know if anybody knows, almost every company is trying to have what they call a culture to make them go. And I know our company's been going through that with culture. And, they want everybody to be in line with what, the company, where it wants to go. And if you get everybody involved, you succeed. And that's what they need to do. With the Kings culture's off. It worked for 12 and 14 and even 13 when they lost to Chicago. The Chicago went on and won the Stanley Cup, but it's not been working since. So the culture needs to change. If you look at it, the Ducks culture has completely changed from what it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, that I would say has been a lot on the coaching end.
Well, coaching and general manager.
Well, the general manager's
and
been here for this is what his third full season.
yeah, but it takes time to change your culture. And look what's happened. You guys got better every year since he's been there. Every year. And you need everybody on your team. They have a vision and they go for it. And I can't explain exactly what their total vision is because a lot of teams won't share it because they don't want anybody else to mimic it and make it work for them. But whatever the Ducks have done right now, I think, there's a lot of teams on the NHL goes, we want that. We want that. So, but that's a big thing.
Yeah, so I'm just recapping what the Kings did with Perry and Lawton. So Perry at 50% retained got a 2028 second round pick.
Yeah.
And Scott Lawton was traded for a conditional 2026.
Yeah, but that's a 50% retained for the rest of the season because he's only signed for one season.
Yeah.
And all
right. So I mean, think about it. You got 9 years younger. You got a center.
We got a higher pick
and got a higher pick. Like I said, I think trade wise, Holland did great. It's just, can you trust him when it comes to July 1st?
Good question. It's his first season. Let's see what he does this offseason. I mean, he's got one big job to do, and you know what that is.
Sell.
No. Sign Clark.
Yeah, sign Clark.
Sign Clark. You got to find out how to get into Quentin Byfield's head and get him to be where everyone expects him to be. Because everybody believes that he has the talent to do it. So why isn't he? That's the big question.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the difference this year to last year with Leo Carlson. Look at that jump he's made. It's incredible. Seneca from last year to this year. Look at the jump he's made. Gauthier.
Yeah.
I mean, Gauthier was decent last year. I mean, he's awesome this year. Seneca's been awesome this year.
I would say
Carlson's been awesome this year.
I mean, Trouba's been offensively great. He has 10 goals. Lacombe is already beat his point total from last year.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if they want to win a cup, it's not scoring goals that's going to be their problem. It's going to be stopping them.
Yes, 100%.
And it's not Dostal. We saw last year they improved because Dostal was great.
Yeah.
He hasn't been as great as last year, but I think with the way the offense is shot off, their actual checking and so forth they're all trying to score goals, and it's fun. Believe it or not, you played soccer. It was always fun to score a goal, right? When you played up in the forward.
Yeah.
And you get stuck with that, and then next thing you know, you turn around and I'm not playing defense like I'm supposed to be playing.
Yeah, and trust me, as a goalkeeper, that pissed me off.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak of your senior year in high school. If your team would have played better defense, we could have been something more, and we weren't.
I got another. I know it's a humble brag, but I hate that they relied on me too much.
Yeah, it's a compliment to you when you think about it.
No, I know.
Because I don't know if I've ever seen anybody like in the shootout thing, like the hockey.
Yeah.
You would be one of the most outstanding careers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
you had a knack for knowing where they were. And you're talking a 23-foot by 7-foot goal. And
It's funny that you brought that up because we were talking about that on the South Florida Tribune, not this last week, but the week before or a couple weeks ago. Because we had a soccer guy on, and Mike Santos, he's trying to get to learn more about soccer and stuff like that. He's getting more and more into it. And I was telling him, he was asking a question about like penalty kicks, and he's like, can you tell? And I was like, well, let me answer this, because coming from a guy that I was a goalkeeper in soccer, I'm like, I was taught how to read guys, like how they walk up to the ball, what's their first look, how do they plant their foot, like, and you have to kind of watch how they kick the ball at the same time. Because like if they have an open toe, more than likely they're going to go to one side. If they kind of have their foot kind of crossed over a little bit, they're going to go to the other side. Like, it's just some of the things you have to watch and just kind of react to.
Yeah.
And it's just something I just learned by practicing it a lot.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know if people know about how soccer works, but I could talk about your junior season. You guys played in tournaments, and basically if you were tied, it went to a shootout. There was no overtime.
Yeah.
And you guys had 5 of those games. Do you remember what you guys were? And
I only remember because you've brought it up more than I have. We
you
never
were
missed a single shot.
25 for 25, but we go and play in Colton, and it was bad enough that one kid had, I think, 3 breakaways, and somehow you made saves every time, maybe because of everything you just said. I played a little bit there, but I was more of a forward when I played soccer, and it was a totally different game than what you play.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't organized like you got. And then out of the first 5 guys, 2 of them missed the net completely.
Yeah.
One of them shot it right at the goalkeeper, and he caught it. And you guys were 25 for 25. And so in the first 5 shots, you guys had 2 goals and 3 misses. There was no saves, or 1 save.
Yeah.
Only 1 save and 5 shots. And I think they scored 2 goals, and you had 3 saves.
They didn't. All I remember is they didn't miss the goal.
No. Basically, I think we scored, was it 6 goals and 11 shots?
I had 6 saves on 11 shots.
And you had, 6 saves on 11 shots.
Yeah,
they scored 5. And what you have to realize is the full advantage is with the guy kicking the ball, because it's a big net and everything else. So, and I got, like I said, last year, the reason you guys had 21 more points than you did the year before is because Dostal stood on his head.
Mm-hmm.
He fell any which way to save the puck. This year, he's not as good at that as he was last year.
Yes.
But I think your defense is lacking because of how offensively good you guys have been.
Yeah.
And one reason you're in first place right now is because you guys can score goals. And it's, I got to tell you, to me, that's the most fun part about hockey, is when you can sit there and see stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Kings won cups winning 2-1. Wasn't the most exciting, but you get the cup, it's great. But it's a lot more fun to win 6-4.
I mean, but
and score 6 goals.
I mean, we probably saw one of the greatest goalie performances ever in playoff history in 2012 with Quick.
Quick won it by himself, pretty much.
It was very impressive what he did in those playoffs.
Yeah,
which is why he 100% deserved the Conn Smythe that year.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, like I said, that's where you guys got to go to. You got to come to where you don't lose the offense, but you pick up the defense. And if you're really going to do that and do it well, you have to have 4 strong lines doing it all the time. You can't sit there and play, Cutter, what is it? Cutter, Leo, and
Kreider.
or Terry. Terry's been on the second line, right?
Terry's been second line more,
but he's bounced up and down too.
Well, think about our last. I want to say what since the All-Star break. I don't think we only had Terry for 1 or 2 games, and we haven't had Granlund for 1 game yet since Olympic break.
Right, because he got hurt in the Olympics.
He got hurt in the last one.
So I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a fun run. I mean, I don't think I'll be honest with you, unless these minor pickups that we did all of a sudden start shining, or somebody we pick up from the AHL starts shining, or Quentin Byfield becomes what he's supposed to be, we're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I have no doubt you guys will. And if my team's out, man, I'm going to be cheering the Ducks on. I know a lot of Kings fans hate them, but I love hockey. So I don't hate them.
There's one thing I wish. I just hope the Ducks get at least one playoff series win.
Well, you probably will.
No, I'm just saying. I hope we get. No. Let me. I hope we get the one, just so I know my hot take wins.
Yeah. Well, you've been hot this year. I'm not going to bet against you.
So, I wouldn't say hot, but how long ago did I say that hot take? It's been almost 2 years. I want to say I said it within the first year of our podcast.
I think you brought it up, but you've been passionate about it even before the season.
Well, I was worried about it last year when you guys were up 2-0 on Edmonton. I was like, "Oh, I'm eating crow."
That's okay.
But it's funny because in our playoff prediction thing that we had, I had the Kings beating the Edmonton. So I was rooting for you guys to win that series. Even though my hot take would have killed my hot take, but
well, it's funny is that, and I know I've said it many times on the podcast. I mean, I love Kopi, but Luke Robitaille is probably my favorite King of all time. I loved Gretzky too, because he was just, I never seen anybody with the instinct. I mean, he wasn't even the greatest athlete, but he just had that. What do they call it? It's a factor you just can't see. And I mean, he knew how to thread a pass better than anybody I ever saw. But there's a Duck that's right there with those guys, and that's Teemu Selanne. And I always liked him, but then I remember you going, "Hey, did you see the thing that the Ducks posted about Selanne coming back?" And all I remember, he was golfing, and I'm trying to remember what happened. I think, didn't he? I'm coming back, and he threw his club in the water or something.
Yeah.
And I'm going, and it was so funny, and I laughed, and I go, there's a guy that just loves hockey like I do, and how can I hate him? And I know you guys surprised me for my birthday last year with him. And the one thing he said that he truly appreciated about the Kings is when the Kings beat them in his last very game, and they all stayed on the ice, clapping their sticks to cheer him on because they respected him.
Yeah. Well, you remember what Jesse Cohen said on that interview podcast when he asked he didn't name the player, and he said, "Oh, how do you feel about knocking or ending Teemu Selanne's career?" And he said, "Don't ever talk about him like that." Like, they weren't happy about doing that.
Oh yeah, you were talking about when they were doing that special about their reunion for the Stanley Cup wins.
Yeah, that one.
there was a player. Who was the player? Do you remember the player he was talking about? Oh, he didn't tell us.
He didn't tell us, which it's fine. I don't want that player to get thrown into the bus.
Well, no, but how can you not respect someone like that? I mean,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, honestly, some of these guys play together, and then yet they play in different countries and play against each other, and you can't say that they don't care. I mean, they're going to play hard against them, but they care about them once they come back because they've been teammates.
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
we should probably get out of here. We're almost at 2. We're 10 minutes away from 2 hours. And
let's
I'm tired.
Get out.
This is my second podcast of the day.
Yeah, well, I was up at 6:00 this morning.
I was not.
And I was reffing volleyball for the seniors till almost 1:30.
Yeah.
And I got to get up at 2:00 in the morning to get ready to go to the airport and go see your sister. And be gone till Friday. We'll be back next Saturday, and we'll be live back at 10 a.m. next week.
Yes, we'll be back.
And
we'll be back to our normal scheduled programming.
And we got to get that one done because I have a 1:00 appointment to go pick up my car.
Ooh.
Already set up. My car's here.
Sweet. So, all right. Well, you have anything else to say before we get out of here?
Hey guys, we love you guys. We do appreciate your support. Please, like and subscribe at all the podcast platforms that we're on. YouTube, make comments. We had a bunch of those today. We really appreciate it because that makes us feel like we're actually making a difference. Because one of the things we do want to do is show the love for hockey for everyone. And that doesn't even if you like the Golden Knights or the Edmonton Oilers, that's still part of hockey. We'd rather have you be a Kings and Ducks fan. But
if you really want some fun, be a Ducks fan. But no, well, you stole all my thunder. So, but yeah, just follow, comment, please. Whatever post you can. I know we got some. The Mighty Ducks clubs have some watch parties coming up, so be on the lookout for that. I believe they have 3 next week. They have 1 for each game, I want to say, almost. Yeah, and like I said, go on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the likes button. Please comment on the video. Tell us what your favorite trade or signing or extension was. Did you like what the Kings did at the deadline? Did you like what the Ducks did at the deadline? Put in the comments, even after the recording or after you're watching this, comment, and we'll talk about it later. I want to see more comments, and tell your family and friends about the podcast. And we'll be back next week at our normal time.
Yeah.
So.
Little thing Adam just said, Patriots skate with a hero next week. The LA Patriots LAPD tournament next weekend. Please go support Patriot hockey. Great bunch of guys. I mean, we had the most fun at their golf tournament.
Yep.
And I think in the summertime, we're going to be going to a
Stay
tournament,
classy.
the Stay Classy tournament down at San Diego, right?
Yep. Yeah, we'll have more information about that later, but me and Adam did talk about that on the trade deadline recap. So everyone that wants more information, go watch the trade deadline recap. That one I'll try to post out tomorrow and stuff like that. And then this one will normally be on audio, will be out on Monday like normal. So we'll have 2 episodes for you guys this week. So yeah, and we'll see you guys next week. And just remember, let's go Ducks.
Go Kings, go.
A father and son, a bond so strong, talking hockey all day long. Royally Quacked, their podcast show, sharing stories, highs and lows. From the Kings to the Ducks they go. Shout and go Kings, go! Quack, quack.